My name is Bellina. I'm the teacher of the Word of God, and I love the Word of God. The Word of God helps us to heal, to preach, to teach. From teaching we learn, from preaching we are changed, and it impacts our life in a positive, purposeful way, according to the plans of God that He has for us before the foundation of the world. The Word of God stands forever. The Word of God is the truth. So we need to eat the Word of God every day, daily. Memorize it, think about it, meditate about the Word of God. The Word of God is powerful to deliver us. Today I want us to talk about the soul ties. My last series, it was about dreams. We're still going to continue about dreams. I just want us to check what are the soul ties. First, let's give a definition of a soul. Soul is defined as one person, or is the spirit and the essence of that part of you. The essence of that part of you. It makes who you are, that will live on after your death. Immaterial essence. That is the explanation of the soul. So that means the soul lives forever. That's why we need to be careful in our business, relationship, friendship, even in our families, relatives, who we associate ourselves with. Firstly, let's check into the scriptures. The first time when the subject of soul appeared, it was when it 1 Samuel 18 verse 1. It was when it says, and it was so when he had finished speaking to Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David. Jonathan loved him as his own soul. You understand? He loved him as his own soul. Imagine Jonathan loving David as his own soul. If you check the soul of David, he was the man of God. He had a good soul. And this was a man to a man. The relationship of soul ties. Imagine when Jonathan loved King David so much as his one soul with him, how much the life of King David impacted us even today. We read about his psalms, how he cried out to God, how he repented, how he fell, how he was raised to be a king, how he experienced rebellion even in his house. Just imagine you having a soul tie with someone, association that you love that person so much, you love the association so much, the friendship. Okay. The other thing, the lack of knowledge regarding soul ties. Especially, I want to stress about the negative soul ties, the evil, the wicked, the wrong soul ties. If you are ignorant of this, it allows the enemy the foothold in your life. Also, we need to know how we can be tied to other people and how these ties can keep us bondage and prevent us from being the person God has created us to be. We need to understand the soul ties in order to be free from being tied to other people, and also be able to obey God and turn away from that. We need to live according to the way He wants us to live, according to His purposes and His plan. God didn't bring us into this world for us to suffer, to be in pain. There is a purpose, a good plan, a good and precious plan of God for us to be in this world. Doesn't matter what we're going through, but we need to open our eyes for spiritual things like the soul ties, the association with ourselves, how we get ties with other people, how we can be associated and be entangled in their soul. There are many different ways that we're gonna discuss about the soul ties. There are good soul ties, there are evil soul ties, the business soul ties, the personal relationship soul ties. But what we gonna stress about, or what is what we gonna discuss about, the one that mostly people they're ignorant about, and it is the pleasure of the devil to play with the mind of Christians that there is no such thing as a soul tie. Then Samuel showed us 18 verse 1, and the Bible also says in Deuteronomy 29:29, things that we God is that are not revealed to us belongs to God. Also in Proverbs, it is the king's pleasure for us to find out things. You know what, God wants us to think, but our thinking must be holy. That's why we need to renew our mind. So the devil has been taking advantage of the Christian regarding the subject of the soul ties and many subjects. And all this, they are in the Bible. We cannot just discuss about the subject that is not in the Bible, because we need to be careful as the teacher of the Word of God, the preachers, the evangelists, the prophetess, about the Word of God, that we are teaching people what we are teaching people about with the Word of God. So the soul ties are there. But I'm going to emphasize and stand strong on the negative one, how the devil is taking advantage of the Christian. Whether you believe it or not, as I'm going to excavate, you will see, and it's going to be manifested and revealed to you by the grace of God. We thank you, and we thank Father for leading you by the power of the Holy